This first video on crazy people is actually someone we've had on the show before. She was voted the worst guest.
Cool.
Really?
Yeah, what was her name? Janet something.
Oh, Bloomfield.
Yeah, Janet Bloomfield.
Yeah, she was voted our worst guest.
A few days ago, I posted a video asking whether or not women should be allowed to vote. Today, I want to answer that question for you definitively and give you my reasons. Before I get into it, let's tackle the issue of misogyny.
Okay.
Is it misogyny to ask whether or not women should vote? Does it mean that I hate women? Does it?
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it's necessarily misogyny, but it's a stupid question. It's really dumb. Yeah. And I see that the title of your video is 3 reasons why women should not vote. So I wouldn't say asking the question if women should vote is misogyny, but I would say coming to that conclusion definitely is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Does it mean that anyone who questions whether women should vote hates women? Well, no. No, it doesn't. We don't think 17-year-olds should vote either, and that's not because we hate 17-year-olds.
Actually, we just covered a story about how 17-year-olds should be able to vote. So, yeah.
It's not even because we think that passing the Rubicon of your 18th birthday somehow bestows you with a magical level of intelligence and maturity that...
Okay, well, we just all understand, like, children are not, you know, capable of voting. There has to be some age where it's like, okay, now you can vote, and the arbitrary number they picked is 18. It could just as easily be 17 or 16, probably not 15, but...
Yeah, I mean, if children of any age could vote, they would just vote with how their parents want them to when they're young enough.
Yeah, of course.
Sure. Or just vote to spite them.
You didn't have when you were 17.
Mm-hmm.
That's not why 17-year-olds can't vote.
Right.
The voting age is the same as the draft age.
Yeah.
That's why 18-year-olds can vote, because
Roger.
they can be drafted.
Uh-huh.
And that's
And if it's
another arbitrary age. You know, 18, get drafted. Another arbitrary age. Makes no sense.
You can sign a contract.
Woohoo! Yeah, you can't drink till you're 21, man. That is fucked up. Freedom.
Or blood that's going to answer for leadership choices. You have a right to determine who those leaders are. So asking if women can vote, no, it's not misogyny. It's a legitimate, provocative, interesting question.
No, it's a really dumb, dense, obvious question.
Yeah, why would you want to deprive someone of their, you know, as we stated them, human rights? It's just basically self-determination. Like, why should that be taken
All right,
away?
here-
That's be a pretty compelling case to make that argument. I would say.
Women live and work in this country. I think they should probably have a say in how it goes. Just,
Yeah.
I'm old-fashioned that way. Actually, I guess I'm new-fashioned that way.
Yeah, you're crazy.
But
something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Should
I don't
women
know.
be should women be allowed to buy food in a grocery store? I think that's a legitimate question.
Provocative too.
That is provocative. You're really provocative.
Should they be allowed to drive? You know,
Well, that one that's a big no on that one actually.
Easy, no.
Should they be allowed to
you side
talk?
with Sharia law on that one.
I do. Just today, there was a thing where one lane merged into some other shit, but like you didn't have to actually merge because the street just kept on going, but there was some woman like stopped and blocking everyone behind her, even though she had so much road in front
Oh, they
of
were
her.
honking like, go!
And she's like, "What do you want me to do?"
Like, drive forward.
It's like drive forward in the lane that's directly in front of you.
You have a fucking
you
lane.
fucking moron. So yeah, women shouldn't be able to drive, but they should be able to vote.
Should they be allowed to talk? You know, it
Depends.
You know, some woman said the dumbest fucking thing to me today. I don't even want to repeat it, but they shouldn't be allowed to talk. But they should be allowed to vote. That makes sense.
Not talk.
Fuck yeah. They
Yeah,
can
don't
vote,
talk, just
but
vote.
no talking, no driving, and mandatory blowjobs on the street corner. But you can vote.
And now we have 50 Tumblr accounts bad-mouthing us.
My answer? No.
No.
Women should not vote.
Yep.
Her vote is that women should not be able to vote.
Well, your vote doesn't count because you're a woman.
And you know what? We
I'll
just
give you
determined
3
you're not
reasons.
allowed to talk, so you shouldn't have been able to make this video.
Hey, go to the
First of
kitchen
all,
and make me a
let's
sandwich.
start with the biggest one. The draft.
Yeah.
18-year-olds can vote because 18-year-olds can be drafted.
No, that's not the
What?
reason why. They can't. It's not because they can vote because they can be drafted. That was just an argument used to give it the right to 18-year-olds.
Okay, well, here's the reason why.
I mean, really, they can vote because they're considered adults by society.
Really, more than anything, it's just because 18 is the recognized age when you can sign a contract. When you join the military, you sign a contract with the military. That's how it works.
And you know what? You know what? Also, 9 times 2 equals 18. That's why 18-year-olds are eligible for the draft, and 18-year-olds are also eligible to vote. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah.
18-year-old men only. The military has recently thrown all combat positions open to women, and that was the reason that women weren't subject to the draft.
Right. I see this is a good argument for why women should have to register for the draft. Well, actually, no one should have to register for the draft. It's archaic and stupid, and there's no way that people should be forced to fight for their country if they don't want to.
It's not the draft now, it's selective service.
Right, the selective service, but it could turn into the draft. You know what I mean?
It is a draft.
Yeah, I just think you're making more of an argument that they should be drafted. You know, but honestly, there shouldn't even be a draft in the first place, so whatever.
Selective service, the draft, is intended to fill...
Just like the NFL draft. It's exciting. It's on national television. You know,
combat
the first pick.
roles specifically. Selective service gives the military the bodies it needs to load on landing crafts, to land them at Omaha, to land them at Utah, to send them to the Chosin Reservoir, to send them down the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
Right.
It's for combat positions.
Right.
Because women couldn't take combat positions in the Army, there was no point drafting them. Now, a lot of commenters at my blog and on the other video said something along the lines of, well, there's lots of non-combat positions that you could draft women into. Like, there's
just draft them in the combat ones. I don't give a shit. Why should they not have to fight if men have to fight? Fuck that. They're just as capable as pointing a gun at someone and shooting.
I mean, yeah. Child soldiers, they were basically just given drugs and they just go out and run up and shoot people.
I mean, if it were like hand-to-hand combat, then it would probably be another story.
It's usually not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it usually ain't hand-to-hand combat.
If
And
they
even
wanna
then,
fucking
you know,
serve the
give
country,
her
let
a
'em.
knife or something. Give her something to equalize it. Shit.
If they want to serve the fucking country, goddamn it, let them.
no reason that women need to be in combat. Well, when it comes to the vote, yes, there is. If women are drafted into non-combat positions, then nothing has changed. It's still not their blood that's being spilled. If it's not you that's on the line, you don't.
We haven't even had a fucking draft since the 60s. So, you know, I don't really foresee the draft coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, we've had plenty of armed conflict.
It seems like our military is pretty adequately staffed and powerful to handle shit on their own. I don't think we need to bring the draft back, so it's kind of a moot point.
I haven't heard of any personnel shortage, but, I mean, I'm sure we would have heard of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's desperate losers out there who want money and want the government to give it to them, then they'll sign up for the giant welfare program that is the Army or the Navy or any fucking branch of the armed services.
Get a say. Now, let's just assume that women are drafted for combat positions.
Oh my God.
Let's assume the whole non-combat thing is a non-starter. We are going to draft women into combat positions. Well, you can't.
You know,
It's a paradox.
why
As long as
not?
women can vote,
What?
I'm sorry? Hold on.
they're never going to vote for themselves to be placed in harm's way. If a situation arises where the draft could be initiated, the first thing that women are going to do is start voting for exemptions for themselves. Pregnant women will be first. Women will vote to exempt pregnant women. They will then vote to exempt nursing mothers. They'll vote to exempt mothers of multiple children, mothers of children under a certain age, single mothers. They'll vote until the exemption basically exempts every woman from combat.
That is a bunch of bullshit. I want some pregnant woman
slippery
going out there
slope.
with the gun.
No, this is a fantastic slippery slope argument. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this argument's weird. I mean, like, because it hinges on, like, this weird prediction about what would happen in an alternate universe. Okay, then this had happened, and then this had happened, and that's how it would go. And I know because...
How do you know? That's
I mean,
the
look,
big question.
I mean, like, this whole video is oxymoronic, because here's a woman saying, like, I know best how society should be arranged, but... what needs to happen is women's votes need to be taken away. But it's like, but you're a woman claiming you understand this stuff and you are trying to give your input in society. Don't you realize that your vote is like the greatest instrument you have of that input, you know, meager though it may be? So, I mean, it's really kind of oxymoronic. I mean, like, you're basically saying that women's opinions on how to run the country doesn't matter, so why should I listen to you then? You're saying your own opinion doesn't matter. Who gives a shit?